The nation's busiest border crossing is back up and running at this hour.
But that certainly wasn't the case earlier today. Thousands of protesters in Tijuana forced authorities to shut down traffic in both directions for a few hours. The teachers were marching against changes to Mexico's pension system. 10 News reporter Evie Ramos is live in San Ysidro with our top story. Evie?
As you can see behind me, it's business as usual at the San Ysidro port of entry. Motorists are freely traveling in and out. But earlier this morning, it was a different story as officials prepared for protesters headed for the border. The California Highway Patrol was ready.
We're here to back up the Border Patrol and make sure that nobody comes up behind them while they're online stopping the demonstrators from coming north.
CHP officers set up just outside of the Mexico-U.S. border, and both the 5 and 805 freeways were shut down just before the San Ysidro port of entry. A few hundred yards away on the Mexican side, a group of about 1,000 people gathered to protest a new law that affects Mexican teachers' pensions. But unlike the protest back in June, this time officials from over a dozen different government agencies were able to stay ahead of the game.
The events in June just allowed us to more closely cooperate with our partners on both sides of the border. We have a command center that is open at the port. It's a multi-agency command center. It includes representatives from both sides of the border and from all the various concerned agencies on this side of the border. And we're very closely monitoring the situation so that we can react quickly.
Officials say they were able to avoid any major problems for those traveling southbound into Mexico.
Due to the closure of the traffic and the anticipation or concern that traffic may be affected going into Mexico, which eventually could lead to traffic backups on the freeway, then we find it necessary to go ahead and shut it down now, because if we wait till the last minute, it would be very time consuming and several individuals might be detained for an unknown amount of time on the freeway, stranded motorists, creating other problems and issues.
In speaking with officials, they were very happy with the way things turned out and actually thanked the media for getting out the information about freeway closures, making it for less of a backup this morning. Reporting live from San Ysidro, Evie Ramos, 10 News.
As we've been reporting, the protest today was over changes to Mexico's social security system. In our team coverage, Claudia Yausas with our sister station Azteca America San Diego explains how those changes compare to the U.S. system.
Mexico federal government approved the new Social Security plan back in March, as I reported at 4. The changes apply only to those who have worked for the government 15 years or less. And here's a quick reminder of the biggest changes. The employee's contribution goes up nearly 11%. The plan introduces individual retirement accounts, and the retirement age goes up from 50 to 60. How does that compare with the average Social Security plan here in the U.S.? Take a look. The U.S. plan has also similar stipulations based on when the employee entered the job market. For the sake of the time, we'll go with the latest guidelines, which are for those who started working in 1960 or later. For them, the Social Security contribution tax is roughly 6%. Individual retirement plans have been talked about a lot, but not yet adopted as part of the U.S. Social Security plan. And the retirement age here is 67 to get full benefits. There are options for retiring earlier, but those retirees do not get full Social Security benefits. And that's a look at the pension protest by numbers. I'm Claudia Yausas of Azteca America San Diego reporting for 10 News.